Today I'm going to be making a autumn crumble cookie menu from home. I'm going to be making 4 different autumnal flavours, bringing you along with me for the whole process and giving you all of the recipes. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Before I start, I thought I would tell you the flavours I'm going for. So I'm doing s'mores, cinnamon rolls, coffee and walnut and pumpkin pie. I've never ever done anything pumpkin flavour before. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so we're going to start off with 115 grams of margarine or butter and 100 grams of caster sugar and 25 grams of icing sugar. I'm going to put these into a mixing bowl and combine them together until fully combined. I've also just added in a few drops of vanilla extract just to give these cookies a nice subtle vanilla flavour. I've now just added in 1 medium egg and we're going to mix that again until fully combined as well. It might look a little bit curdled at this stage, but don't worry because adding the flour will sort that out. Once our egg is combined, we're going to be adding 300 grams of plain flour and also half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. That's going to really help these cookies have a little bit of height but also make sure they spread nicely. We're also going to be preheating our oven at this stage to 180 degrees for a fan oven, and that will translate to 200 degrees for a conventional oven. We're going to let this mix together on a low to medium speed until it forms our dough. We now have our cookie dough. It's looking nice and soft and this is what we're going to be left with. It's looking super nice. The next step is to separate the dough into 4 different bowls. The best way to do this is just get some scales. Just add a little bit of dough to each one at a time. So let's start with 50 grams in each one, and then you just keep doing this until you've used up all the dough. We want to make sure we've got the exact same amount for each one here. Now that we have 4 different bowls of cookie dough, it's time to customize each one. Here's everything we've got. We've got some pumpkin pie filling, which if you're in the UK and you're wondering where to get this, I did get this from Amazon, but I've seen online, I think you can get this at Waitrose as well. We've got some walnut pieces, some cinnamon and some milk chocolate, which we're going to add to the s'mores one. What we need to do now is measure out how much of these ingredients we're going to add to each one and then customize them, which is the exciting part. Let's start off with the cinnamon one. We're going to be adding half a teaspoon into the dough. Then for the coffee and walnut one, we've actually got some coffee essence, which we're going to add as well, just to give these lots of nice flavour. So I'm going to add just a, oh, why did it come out so fast? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna have to try and get that out. Do you know what? This is my own fault. It does this every time and I forget every single time. The worst part is that stuff is really strong, so you only need a small bit. And if you don't want to use it, it is optional. It will add a nicer coffee flavour, to be fair. Okay, then we're gonna add 30 grams of chopped walnuts into the same dough. For the next one, we've got our pumpkin puree, which I'm really intrigued about, to be fair. So I'm just gonna open it up and then we're gonna see what it looks like, smells like. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I mean, we'll give it a go. Okay, very, very orange. It does smell kind of autumnal. I get it, I get it. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon into the dough, like that. We don't wanna add too much of this pumpkin puree because we don't wanna make the dough like too wet basically. So I think 1 tablespoon will suffice, and then we can add a little bit to the buttercream later, I suppose. I don't know, I'll think about that in the meantime. Okay, and then for the s'mores one, which is gonna be given most of its flavor later on, I'm just gonna add a bit of chopped up milk chocolate. The worst part is actually incorporating all these flavors into the dough because I have to do it by hand. In the final one, we're adding 25 to 30 grams of milk chocolate chips. I'm adding a glove just because I don't really like getting cookie dough between my nails, but I will change the glove between each flavor. Let's start with the cinnamon one. So I'm just gonna get my hand right in there and just keep combining it until the cinnamon is evenly distributed. Dough number 1 complete. Same process as before, making sure that the essence is completely incorporated into the dough. There you have it, the coffee and walnut dough. Moving on to our pumpkin pie one. I am slightly worried that there's too much puree in there. Time will tell. I feel like I shouldn't have added it at this stage, but it was impossible to add it any other stage. This may not work. It is incorporating. It is super messy though. I think I'm gonna say you only really need a teaspoon of pumpkin puree, not a tablespoon. It's way too much. It has actually worked. I mean, the pumpkin is incorporated, but it's now very wet. So I'm just gonna have to add in a bit of flour to that one just to make it more of a dough. It's now more of a batter. I am not sure if I'm going to be a fan of this pumpkin cookie. I'm not too sure about the smell. It is very vegetable-y. I know it is a vegetable, but it's very pungent. Okay, we have managed to get it back into a dough, but I might put this one in the fridge just for like 10 minutes. We're now onto the small s'mores one. I'm just gonna mix in these milk chocolate chips until they're fully combined. So we now have 4 different flavours of dough, therefore it's time to bake them. It's that simple. We're not going to be chilling this dough today, except this one. I have got a large baking tray which I'm going to put down here. I'm going to line it with a little bit of parchment paper. Let's start with the coffee and walnut ones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just scoop the cookie dough into my hand, form it into little balls, and then just place them on my baking tray. I'm thinking it's going to make 2 of each flavour, 8 cookies in total. I'm just going to wash my hands before handling the next flavour. Then we've got the cinnamon ones, so I'm just going to split that in 2. This dough is so easy to handle, honestly, it's great. We're going to do 4 per tray, and we're going to put them sort of diagonally to each other just so they've got enough room to spread. We're now going to bake these in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. You will know they're done when they've flattened in shape and they're slightly golden at the edges, so I will come back once these are done. I think I'm going to bake the pumpkin ones on their own tray just because I'm worried about how far they're going to spread. I think it'll be fine, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Anyway, it's finished chilling now. It's been 15 minutes. It's looking fine. And this is what we're going to be left with. So once the other ones are out the oven, these are going to go straight in. The other ones are out the oven. To get them extra flat, we're just going to tap the tray against the counter a couple of times. And then if we need to make them extra circular, we're just going to swivel them around with a circular cookie cutter. You can also flatten them with a large spoon just to make sure that they are as flat as possible, because when we add our buttercream, if they are a bit, you know, up and down, it's just going to make it more difficult for us. So we're doing a last minute addition to the s'mores ones before they go in. I am just going to get a few digestive biscuits and just break them up into the dough just to give them that biscuit base element. Unfortunately, I'm really not happy with the pumpkin ones. I just felt like they look rubbish. So I'm actually going to make them again. I know what's happened. When they went too wet, it's messed up the whole flour ratio, so they just don't look like proper cookies. Slight bump in the road, but hopefully it can all be sorted. In go the s'mores ones. All the cookies are baked. I feel like the new pumpkin ones are a bit better than the other ones. I'll show you what they look like. This was what they look like. I wasn't really a fan of the colour, but we've got these. They're not as orange, but I think they've got more of a subtle pumpkin taste, which I think is going to be better. Now it is time to decorate the cookies, and in this big bowl I've got a massive quantity of homemade vanilla buttercream, as you can see. I have actually just filmed a whole tutorial on how to make this delicious, super soft and fluffy, almost like ice cream looking buttercream, so be sure to watch that when it comes out. We are now just going to add different flavourings to this buttercream, just like what we did with the cookies, and we're going to decorate them. I am just going to weigh this out into different bowls, then I will come back. For the s'mores cookies, we're actually going to be putting marshmallow fluff on the top and toasting it, which I'm so excited for. It's my first time ever using my new blowtorch. This is what the cookies are looking like without the decorations, if you were wondering. In one bowl of the buttercream, we're going to add a really small bit of pumpkin puree and just stir that through. Then in the next one, we're just going to add a sprinkling of cinnamon. Just want to make sure this cinnamon is evenly distributed. For the coffee and walnut one, just a really small bit of coffee essence, literally just a drop. Now it's time to start decorating, which is super exciting. This is the piping nozzle that I always use for making crumble cookies to do the swirl on the top. Put our piping bag into the cup like that, add our nozzle as so, snip off the end, and fill it with our first flavour. Which one should we do first? Let's go pumpkin. It's going to be the easiest because we're not going to add any other toppings, I don't think. So I'm just going to give it one more really big stir, just to make sure there's no air bubbles in this buttercream. Now we're literally just going to pipe in a circular motion all around the cookie to get it into looking a really pretty swirl on both of them. Right, just look how cute that's already looking. Best advice I can give for piping is just take your time, don't rush it. Oh my god, wait, I've got these sprinkles that are literally the shape of pumpkins, so I'm gonna add some of these. Oh my god. So let's just add some teeny pumpkins. Oh my gosh, so cute. How cute. Oh my god. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is coffee and walnut. I need to go change my camera battery, bear with. I feel like whenever I go this way, the swirl is better. So when you're doing it, just apply even pressure to the piping bag. Don't be too fast, but don't be too slow either, basically. Super easy for these ones. We are just going to be adding some chopped walnuts to the top. You won't believe what I've done. You won't believe what I've done, guys. I've piped the coffee and walnut buttercream onto the s'mores ones because they looked so similar. Oh my god. It's fine, I can fix it, I can fix it. Back in a minute. Crisis averted. They actually look even better than last time. So cute, I'm obsessed. We'll do like a proper reveal at the end. I'm just getting the cinnamon roll ones ready, and the really exciting bit of these ones is they're gonna have the buttercream and also like a cinnamon swirl on the top. We're gonna go around the edge, try and get a big swirl for this one. I'm so happy with that one. So we're making a cinnamon roll topping. It's really easy, apparently. I've never done it before. We're gonna do 15 grams of unsalted butter into a microwavable bowl, and then we're just gonna melt that. Then 20 grams of light brown sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Apparently it thickens as it cools. I've got it in a piping bag, and with my scissors I'm just gonna cut a really small hole just because I don't want it to go absolutely everywhere, and I'm just gonna pipe it into the cracks on my cookie. This is what the first one looks like, so I'll just finish the other one. So we're gonna take our marshmallow fluff, open it up. It's my first time ever using marshmallow fluff, because usually I just make my own, but I think that would just take way too much time. As before, I'm just gonna pipe it onto the cookies. I don't really know what to do. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I burnt that one. Okay, it's now on fire. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that one. Oh my god, it stinks now. In all fairness to myself, this is my first time ever using my blowtorch, so I didn't realise how quickly it would set on fire. Let's do the close-up reveal. Oh my god. I'm gonna show you them all finished now, really close up, so you get to see them in all their glory. We've got the s'mores crumble cookie, we've got the cinnamon roll crumble cookie, we've got the coffee and walnut crumble cookie, and then finally we've got the pumpkin pie crumble cookie. Before I say goodbye, there's only one more thing left to do, and that is taste test them. I'm gonna try the s'mores one because it's just really caught my eye. It just looks insane. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Cheers. Oh my god. No, that is incredible. That is incredible. That might be the nicest thing I've eaten this year. The cookie is crunchy on the outer layer but soft in the middle, and that marshmallow fluff, oh my god. I've never tasted anything like that before. That was like a 10 out of 10 experience. Oh my god, guys, you need to make them. I'm also going to try the pumpkin one. Don't be surprised, guys, if I react badly to this. I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. I'm kind of scared. Cheers. I don't think I like it. I can see the whole pull of it, but it's not too bad, but it feels like I'm eating a vegetable cookie. But I've made that pumpkin flavour quite subtle. I think if there was any more, it wouldn't be very nice. So I'm okay with a mild pumpkin flavour, but any further than that, That does complete the video. I had so much fun making these. Although a few things went wrong, I think that was bound to happen given the fact that I was doing so much at once. But I really enjoyed doing that, and it's nice to have some crumble cookies in the UK. I think I'm definitely going to do this more often and do like seasonal crumble cookies at home. So stay tuned for that. I hope you did enjoy the video and coming along with me to make the cookies. Don't forget, the full recipe is in the video description. Don't forget to like the video, click the hype button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week for a new video.